Hello, welcome to part 6. Before I start today's video, I'm going to do an announcement. I am planning to do a giveaway at 50 subscribers. Nothing major, mainly a subscription to PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live or Roll20. This is to give back to the people who've been watching and commenting and subscribing. So, without ado, I'll talk about that later in this video. But now, let's begin. Part 6. Delectiiful tea or deadly poison. Our party of giant heroes set off into the forest, listening to the advice of the city guard captain. They was careful going into the forest. They took regular watches between them, with Vandar on the helm navigating the cart through the woods. Kieran was looking through the eyes of Branwyn, trying to get a scope of the area. Banjovi, he was on watch out as well. Josh, good old Penham, he had it looked out, but he was not that proficient in perception, so he didn't see much. Keelan decided to bring Branwyn back and do a detect magic, because this forest was weird. She was instantly bombarded with magic. The forest lit up with different colours of all the schools of magic. But this wasn't like normal. Usually when you see the elements of magic, it's usually refined and easily distinguishable. But this was chaotic, raw magic. It was being emitted from the trees, the leaves, the ground. Every school of magic was here, which was slightly concerning, because necromancy was also being detected. We probably passed in the forest for 2 hours now, and decided to make them make perception checks. And we all noticed they had a story in the cart. Young little Sarah was hiding underneath a sheet where they kept their surprise. She sneezed and gave her position away. Vadar stopped the cart instantly. In true mother style, like, I will turn this cart around kind of vibe. Kaylin, she was being maternal, as was Vandar. It's like, I appreciate you wanted to help us and come with us and not want to leave us, but it's dangerous here. Penham was like, hey, friends! Of course, Penham loves friends. But he has seen the same thing. This is not a place for a child to be. Even Ben Jovi was worried. But it was dangerous to turn back, and they couldn't dare lose the tracks or trails now. So they formed a phalanx around her. She was in the middle of the cart with Pen on the outside. Same with Keelan and Banjovi as Vandar took the helm still. They went further for another hour or two into the forest. It wasn't standard smooth riding they would normally get, so it wasn't making good speed. Keelan at this time didn't really know how to act or how to be a good figure, because her childhood wasn't really a child per se. She got most of her lessons of life from mercenaries. Even though she didn't stab people or attack or use violence, she knew how to. So she gave Sarah a dagger and went over the rudimental skills needed and techniques. Mainly pointing with the stabby end. Time passed, and we started to notice the forest was repeating itself. I know forests look very same old, but they were seeing the same patterns. It was becoming eerie and dark quick. Arrows were fired from a distance. Upon Picard, he realised something was wrong. They was being watched. They could not place where the arrows came from, but more came, in quick succession. Sarah was thrown under the carriage as it trying to give her some cover as they came to a stop. Everybody pulled out the swords and weapons, or ready for the next encounter. Drow were hiding on the trees. Kieran only just spotted them. Same with Dnd5e. Vandar could see, but had no range. Then she remembered she had an axe gifted to by the city of Inverness. The Revivan's axe. She grabbed it by one hand, threw it into the air, and it started levitating and floating towards one of the drow. She could psychically manipulate the blade and act on her behalf. She did this until they got closer. One drops down into melee range and pursued Vanadar. Vanadar chased to intercept midway. While she did so, she felt something wrap around her ankles as she fell to the ground. She managed to break free of the restraints and get back up to fight, but she was already surrounded. A drow was in front of her, a drow to both sides, but as she was even about to draw her sword herself to attack, Dnd5e already had his crossbow and he was already started blasting. That's what he did. When things went down south, he started blasting. Kane was there as well, shooting out Irish blasts. Realising what's going down, Vanadar decided it's time to bring out the big weapon. She brought out her battle axe, 2 hands ready, capable to split any helm. She swung at Drow, cutting him into 2. It was efficient, effective, and the Drow didn't realise what happened until it happened. The party slowly noticed as I was fighting, their eyes were dilated and acting very erratic, but the responses were sharpened to a pin. Whatever they did, the drow was already reacting to it, so this was going to be a hard battle. They've managed to eventually cut the numbers down, but as the numbers were cut down, some of the drow started turning spiders and casting webs to tie them up. This did not work. As silks were cast, they was already slain themselves, and the party survived the drow ambush. So they got back in the carts and moved on forward. Another half an hour passed, and they decided to actually stop and check the bodies. So they went back, see if they found any clues. The only thing they found was a simple note. Do recon, get information on the party. If you can kill them, kill them. Everything else they could find was a bag of mushrooms. Out of character, they knew what it was. They found shrooms. Clearly these shrooms were giving them an advantage mechanically. But in character, they didn't know there was. So we took them, pocketed them, and thought, we could use this later for something to eat. Or, if it's toxin, we can kill our blades with them. We went down the road, and we had a surprise guest. A small child was sat on the cart. We turned around and he was just sat there. It's like, hello! It's like, who are you? I don't know who I am, but who are you? But no, we asked who you was. Well, who I am is not important. But why are you here? It's my forest. The party were confused. It was a small child, probably a bit taller than Sarah. He had a very faint blue skin. His clothes were a mess, and his hair was rugged. It's like, okay. My name is John. I'm a godling. And people were confused. They never heard of a godling before. It's a creature which no one's really heard of. They only stayed in fey forests, or anything which is fey land. So John looked up him and said, so what are you doing in my forest? Bandar took lead and said, we're here to get rid of some mean people. They have been attacking the area, and we feel like they should be dealt with. Ah, you mean those weird spider people? Yes, yeah, that's who we're on about. Bandar responded. Yeah, I don't like them either. Being mean. They don't want you to pay fetch. Or Tig. Or Duck Duck Goose. And stole my favourite stone. Banjo V tried not out of that laugh. So did Pedal. Kay is like, oh no, we took your favourite stone. Yes, it was my favourite stone. It was very shiny. I've got a new favourite stone now. And he threw a stone in the air. It's all spinning and glowing. Like, how cool this stone is. It's like, Pie is like, yeah, that actually is a pretty cool stone. So, you wanna play Tag? Kane's like, In a dialogue happens. And before anything happens, Pedal went, Tig, you're it. And started running. Kaelin jumped off and got some distance between them and the party. John, the godling, started playing Tig. So the party started playing Tig. This is probably like 5 minutes in game. And I think probably like 5 minutes of actual roleplay. I was shocked this happened. But it was an interesting choice for them to actually play the godling. And the godling became friends of the party. He left and said, well, if you need help, I'll come and help. And he left. Time came and Kieran decided to get some supplies out and make some food for people. Because they've been travelling on the way for a while. Kieran thought we could do with some tea. And what happened next was a genuine Avatar of Lost Airbender moment. She had to make a nature check to find non-poisonous nettles to use for tea. And she failed miserably with that one. She found some nettle leaves, but she wasn't sure. Delectable tea, deadly poison. Delectable tea, deadly poison. She made some first, had a sip, and thought, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And she didn't feel any negative effects, so far the tea was fine. She decided to then add the shrooms they found to the tea, and this mechanically gave them an advantage to their next saving throws of their choice. So the party sat around and drank tea. Problem is, Kieran is immune to poison, so she wouldn't know if things poisonous. So she made poisonous tea, not knowing it was poisonous. The party drank it, everybody passed their con save apart from Penom. Thing is, with Penom, he has no memories. And because of this, he's learning everything from again. Fresh slate. So, when he failed his Constitution saving throw and started being poisoned and choking up the tea, he was genuinely terrified. And now this gave him a permanent hatred for tea, an irrational fear for the stuff. He clearly wasn't English. Sputtering and going crazy. This is bad, don't drink. Vandal, Keelan, Van Dream, don't drink. This is bad, very bad, don't drink. Poisonous. And Kate's like, this is perfectly fine. And then she remembers, crap, I'm immune to poison. And she gave her friends poisonous tea. It's like, and she explains this, it's like, oh my bad, I must have given you bad tea. Thing is, Penom was being irrational. You can't explain to him what bad tea is. He now thinks all tea is bad. And this became an ongoing joke for easily over half a year now. Anytime tea's popped up on anything tea related, he acts irrational. And it's been so much fun to play as a GM. And it's been so hilarious to have a player who has an irrational phobia of tea, made from in-game actions. He then knocked the pot over, casting it all aside. Everybody had a drink, a few sips, enough to get the bonuses and benefits, but not enough to fully appreciate the good cuppa. I mean, it wasn't a good cuppa, it was poisoned. The party had a short rest, and we set off the road. Now, Penom gaining an irrational phobia that is going to plague him now for the rest of his life, or to get his memories back. We set off, noticing that there was a fountain in front of them. They all had a drink and a short rest because time passed, spells were done. And we tried to leave past the fountain. They went down the road and the fountain reappeared. No matter which way they went, the same fountain reappeared after he travelled for 10 minutes. The magic has started warping, and Renal was truly lost and stuck in the forest. I hope people enjoyed today's episode. It's been fun as always. So I'm planning to do a giveaway at 50 subscribers. I will be doing a video based on this coming up. All you have to do is like and comment that video, and everyone who's liked and comments will be entered into the draw, and the full details of the prize will be on the video. So as always, hope your crits are plenty and game sessions are long. It's been Gandhi, and I'll see you next week.